Alright then gang, so there's one more topic I want to talk about in this series, and that is interfaces. Now to explain this, I've created a brand new file, and don't forget you can get the code for this on my GitHub repo. The link to that is going to be down below the video. So anyway, we have right here two types, a square and a circle. This has got a length property, this has got a radius, and we have some square methods, area and circumference. They both return a float 64, so this gets the area of the square and this the circumference of the square, and the circle has the same methods. They have an area and a circumference method, both returning float 64, only this takes in a square and this one takes in a circle, right? So they both have the same functions. Now what if I wanted to create an extra function to print out the information of the shape? For example, we could say the radius is this and the area is this, or the circumference is this, etc. Well, I've already prepped a function that does this. So print shape info, and I want it to work for either a square or a circle. So we're taking that shape, right? But what type would this be? Well, it could be a square like that. But then this would only work for passing square objects in, not circles. And if I make this circle, then it would only work for circles. So by this logic, when we're just printing out this information that just uses the area and the circumference, and by the way, that could either be on a circle or a square because they both have those same functions, but we'd have to make this exact same function twice, one for squares and one for circles, and I don't want to do that. So instead what I can do is take this type off, and I could create an interface which looked something like this. So it's a type, we give it a name, shape, and we use interface. So an interface basically groups types together based on their methods. So what I'm saying here is, look, we have this shape interface, and in order to be enrolled in this shape interface, if you like, in order to tick that box and be a shape, you must have an area function associated with your type and a circumference function associated with your type. So take a look at the square. Well, it has the area function and the circumference function. So that would be of type shape. It would be in this interface. It would still be of type square, but it would also be enrolled into this interface as well. So it would be a shape. And the same would be true for the circle because that also has an area and a circumference. So that ticks the boxes right here. It would also be a shape. Okay, if one of them didn't have one of those functions, this could no longer be considered to be inside this shape interface. All right, so since we have that shape interface now, which describes different types that have those methods, now what I could do is say, okay, take in a shape which is of type shape, and it's enrolled in the shape interface. And that means that now we could pass either a square or a circle into this function. It wouldn't matter. So down here in the main function, I've already created a variable called shapes, and this is another benefit, by the way. We can now create a slice where any element inside that slice is a shape. So again, that could be squares or circles, and I've created some squares and some circles in that slice. And then down here we can cycle through those, and we can use that function print shape info for each of the shapes inside this slice. And after each of those prints, we're printing this just to separate them. So if I try this out, go run main.go, we don't need the build one anymore, we should see all of the information printed out for the circles and also the squares. So this works. So there we go, my friends. That's just a brief introduction to interfaces. It's a way to group together types based on the functions that they have associated with those types. And it allows us to do things like this, create some kind of general function that can be used on multiple types and also group data together. It doesn't matter that they're slightly different types. They both implement the shape interface. So then, my friends, I really hope you enjoyed this series and you learned something along the way. If you did, please don't forget to share, subscribe and like. That really means a lot. And if you want to access all of my YouTube courses without adverts, also get access to premium courses and early access courses as well, you can do at netninja.dev. You can sign up for NetNinja Pro, which is just $9 a month and also half price for the first month with this promo code right here. And for that, like I said, you get access to every course without adverts, without YouTube adverts. You also get access to exclusive courses not found anywhere else. You get access to my premium courses on Udemy and also early access to all of my YouTube courses as well. So the link to this page to sign up is going to be down below. Again, I really hope you enjoyed this series, and I'm going to see you in the very next one.